Hello, today I'm going to review Sonic Frontiers for the Nintendo Switch. So we'll start with the gameplay. In my opinion, this game is very fun to control, probably has some of the best physics of any of the Sonic games, and he doesn't feel janky at all like he did in Forces. The gravity and the boost and everything feels very good in this game. And the cyberspace levels, the physics aren't as good in those levels in my opinion, and the gravity seems a little bit off. But that's my only complaint about the physics. And the open world is a lot of fun. You can just run around in the open world for hours just looking for things and not get bored. And it adds a lot of replay value to the game. And the bosses are challenging, but not over the top hard. They're a lot of fun to fight, and they're not like some of the bosses in some of the older Sonic games where you just rage quit because it was so hard. And fishing with Big is a good change of pace from the high-speed gameplay. You can feel a sense of speed in this game. And the cyberspace levels only have 4 different locations, although the levels are each unique. So there's not each unique cyberspace level being a different location. There's only 4, but each one has like a different track. And the cyberspace levels borrow from other Sonic games for the layouts of the levels. Like one is Windmill Isle, and another one is Green Hill, and things like that. And now we'll move on to the graphics. In my opinion, this game has very good graphics, especially on the Switch. Probably one of the best looking Switch games in my opinion. And the open worlds are very pretty, but some of the far off objects are always popping in. Like you'll look into the distance and you'll just see platforms and rails and stuff appearing. I think that could easily be fixed with some kind of glitch effect though, since that would fit the theme of the game. And Sonic, all his animation is very expressive in this game. You can actually see his emotions, like when he's sad or when he's happy or when he's worried. There's lots of good animation in this game. Now, one of my complaints, which I don't know, this might just be the Switch version, but some of the textures in this game, they look kind of pixely when you get close to them. They look really pixelated, but most of the textures aren't like that. And this game has a day and night cycle, just like Sonic 06 was originally going to have. And it makes the open world look drastically different. So I do like that, especially when you can see a full moon reflecting on the ocean. And the prettiest part of the game, in my opinion, is something called a starfall, which is where it rains down all the stars and you got to go collect them. And if it does that around like a lake area, it just looks really cool reflecting on the water. So now we will move on to the story of the game. Now, in my opinion, the story in this game is very good. It has a lot of emotional scenes and character development. Like, Tails is a lot more independent in this game than he was in Forces. And Amy actually has a character arc, and Knuckles and Sonic are somewhat rivals again in this game, but they still help each other out. And the new characters in this game, like Sage and the Titans, are very interesting in my opinion, and Sage has a character arc as well. And there's a lot of backstory in this game, some stuff about the Emeralds and the ancient civilization in this game, which I won't spoil. But the story is very good in my opinion. And the music in this game, the music is really good, probably one of the best Sonic soundtracks I've heard. The open world music is normally calm with pianos and violins and things like that, but once you go into a cyberspace level, the music is electronic and upbeat, like most Sonic games have always been. And then the boss themes, like for the Titans and things, they're very intense and give you a sense of adrenaline when you're fighting them. And all the music in this game is very good in my opinion. And also when you go fishing with Big, the song in that is very calming, very different than anything else in a Sonic game. So overall, this game is an 8.5 out of 10 in my opinion. The game is around 20 hours for people just doing a normal playthrough, but for people who want to 100% the game, you're likely to spend around 50 hours playing this game. And this is probably the most fun Sonic game in recent years. I'd put this above Generations in my opinion. This might even be my favorite Sonic game yet. Might even be my favorite game, period. And this game is definitely worth its money, with its length actually making sense for its price. So it's not like Colors, where the game is only 2 to 3 hours long, but it still costed like $40. And my only complaints of things that I wish would be added is multiplayer, so that you could play this with people. I think it would extend the replay value, and maybe some co-op and things like that. That would be really cool. If they would bring back the character creator from Forces and let people make their own characters and go explore the open world together, I think that would be a really good idea. And one other thing is that I wish they would add the option to be able to fight the bosses again, because once you finish fighting the Titan, you can't go back and play it again unless you restart the game. But overall, as I said, this is a 8.5 out of 10. A very good Sonic game.